Hey Facebook friends, happy Monday. I hope you've had a good one today. We have hit the ground running today. We had a busy weekend and today was no exception as a start to the week. We hit the ground running like I said. Tons of orders we're working on today, painting and all of that. But many of you that know me, if you don't know me, my name is Lois with Ellie Grace's Attic, and I take old treasures and give them new life with handcrafted love. And we primarily do that by making wooden signs. We love hand making signs, painting signs. That's our passion and our heart, and to encourage you guys in all things crafty and just everyday life, being a mom, being a dad, whatever God has called you to do. We love just encouraging others, and that is just my heart. But before any of that, first and foremost, I'm a mom, I'm a nana, and a busy one at that. I haven't met one yet that's not busy. And so we have this time of year, especially for moms, is crazy busy because it's end of the school year. You're wrapping up the year with the kids, you're going to the last game, you're going to the awards banquet, you're going to the soccer banquet. Go Broncos, that's where we're going tonight. And you're just doing all the things. And with that usually comes food. And our soccer coach put out a request last week for our soccer banquet tonight. Actually, I think it was Friday. Soccer banquet final, he sent out the final message about soccer banquet that's tonight at 6, and he needed volunteers to bring desserts. So like any good soccer mom, I was like, sure, we'll bring a cake. And so that's what I want to share with you today. This is a super easy, because you know what, if you're like me, I do love to cook. That's my other passion, is to cook and to share love through food. I love to feed people. However, I don't always have the time to do that. So if I can find a recipe that is fast, easy, I guess that's maybe the same, not really, fast, easy, inexpensive, and delicious. Like I have to show you this because I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to my kitchen, but I keep all my recipes in journals. I used to have a little box, so I kept index cards, and look, the cards were just, overflowing out of the box. I had so many recipes, but when it doesn't make it into the journal unless it has been East family approved. Like if I make it a new recipe and like they have to say, like I'll look at my husband and say, okay, was this a winner? And he'll be like, yeah, you can keep this one. And so that's when it goes in the journal. So this recipe has actually been in my dessert journal, and that's how I have my journals separate. I have one for veggies and appetizers, one for main dishes, one for desserts. So they're all separated out. But anyway, I digress. It's a good way to keep recipes, because if you've followed me for any length of time, you know how I feel about heirloom recipes. Family recipes are treasures. So anyway, this particular recipe has been in my journal for over 20 years. I have never made it. I have never fed it to anyone who disliked it. Now, I will tell you ahead of time, though, it does have nuts in it. So if you have nut allergies, I'm sorry. I'll have to come back with a recipe that does not have nuts. But if you're okay with nuts, you don't have an allergy, then I promise you'll love this cake. So I'm going to show you how I did it. It's real super easy, or actually I'm going to finish it up with you. I did bake it ahead of time. So it starts off, and there's only a handful of ingredients, with a box mix. This is good old Betty Crocker, and it's a butter pecan cake, and that's what this is called, butter pecan cake. So we baked this cake just per the box directions, and I bake it in a 13 by 9 pan. Okay, so just bake it like that. It's cool. You gotta let it cool down really good. So all I did was put it on the counter with a tea towel over it and let it cool. It's been cooling for over an hour now while I went and got the kiddos. So once it gets nice and cool, you are going to take a good old-fashioned fork, and you're just going to poke a bunch of holes in it. I guess probably some people will call this a poke cake. it's been called lots of different things. There's no rhyme or rhythm. You just got to get some holes in this cake because we're about to put some love on it. So if you're like me, busy mom, been working on orders all day, I got to do a cake for the soccer banquet. Could be the church dinner on the grounds. It could be, this is a good one for if you forgot that you were supposed to make a cake. I've been there, done that. So anyway, it's super easy, I promise. I'm all about working smarter and not harder. So we've got all the holes, and I mean, again, no rhyme. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You just got to get a bunch of holes in there, okay? And hold on, I got to get a can opener. I'm not totally prepared. Enjoy the view of my stove. I thought I had everything like within arm's reach. So this is a good can of sweetened condensed milk. And yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is not, because you know I'm all about being healthy. This is a treat. This is not low fat in any way, shape, or form. And I don't know about you, but I could just lick this that's got condensed milk on it. Condensed milk is like, it reminds me of love in the form of my mama. Like, I don't know if it's because she baked a lot or what, but sweetened condensed milk just reminds me, it's one of those things that reminds me of my mama. Okay, so you take your can, and all I did was, you know, however you open it, and you're just gonna simply pour it all over this cake. And sweetened condensed milk is slow, so this might take just a microsecond. I might have to open it and spoon it out though. No, it's coming along. You just pour it, get it all over. You might have to shake it a little bit, help it along. Sometimes, yeah, there it goes. There's a little air in there. Okay, hold on. Can opener time. I'm about to make some noise. I think it's just going to need a little extra help to come out of the can in the form of a spoon. I don't want to keep you on here forever, so hang on one second. It is a very slow pour with condensed milk, but for whatever reason, this one wants to go extra slow today. All right, so if all else fails, take the top off and you just spoon it out. There we go. Now it's coming. Man, I'm serious about licking the spoon after this. I know it's probably the worst thing for you, but I'm sorry, sweetened condensed milk is yummy. All right, so you empty your can. Oh look, I accidentally stuck my finger in there. Do any of y'all bake like that? Hey Danielle, hey Kim, I see you. So anyway, just take your spoon. Can you guys see? All I'm doing is just kind of spreading it to the edges. Again, it'll go naturally, but I'm just kind of helping it along for time's sake. Now, at this point, you can proceed and finish the cake like what I'm about to do. Or, if you're doing this, if you didn't forget to make the cake, and you've got, if you're a day ahead of time, this can be made a day ahead of time, and because you keep it in the fridge. So if you've, let's just pretend my soccer banquet's not until tomorrow, you could totally bake your cake and do this step and then cover it with like tin foil and put it in the fridge and let it sit overnight. Like I said, it's perfectly fine to proceed like I'm gonna do and finish it and then go with it, but the longer it sits, the more of that sweetened condensed milk is going to seep into those holes and just permeate the whole cake, and it's just going to be like super yummy. So it's okay to keep going now, but it only gets better if you do it a day or no longer than a day ahead of time. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna lick this spoon. I'm gonna wipe my hand. Because I licked my finger, I totally just washed my hands. I'm sorry, I'm kind of a freak that way, but okay. All right, so we have that step going. We're gonna put that to the side. So, have any of you baked what's called a poke cake before? I don't know, they're super easy. Like I said, I love easy recipes. Now, the next ingredient, once you've got your sweetened condensed milk all over your cake, is, and y'all, I don't eat these any other way except in this cake, but Heath bars. Yum. They're really good. They come where you get the chocolate chips in your baking aisle. They're already crunched up for you, or you can buy them in the candy aisle. I think they're probably less expensive if you get them like this. We're going to use the whole bag because if you're going to have a cake, might as well just go for it, right? So, on top of our butter pecan cake and our condensed milk, we're going to take this bag of crunched up Heath bars, and you can get them, well, I guess it would be okay. This is the milk chocolate and the toffee together. So it's just, all it is like a crushed up Heath bar. You can get just the toffee part without the chocolate, but for this cake you use the chocolate and the toffee. So just dump it on there. Sprinkle it all over the top of that yummy sweetened condensed milk. And you know, these kind of cakes, there's like about 100 variations of like a poke cake with different things. Instead of condensed milk, you can use jams or sauces and different candies and whatnot. So now that that is on, look how pretty it's starting to look. I could really just like get a spoon and eat it like that. But we got 2 more layers of love to add on there. So that's really the cake, and then 4 layers, and we're done. 4 layers and then a topping. I'm gonna show you. So we gotta get some Cool Whip. And it doesn't matter if you buy Cool Whip. Gosh dog it, I stuck my finger in condensed milk again. Okay, sorry. Condensed milk is yummy, but it's also messy. So you could buy, I mean, I'm just using store brand stuff, with the exception of the cake mix and the Heath bars. So you don't have to really, you know, you could use the lesser brand and your cake is still gonna be delicious. All right, so this is Cool Whip. I brought it home from the store and I just set it on the counter for just about 30 minutes just to let it, you know, get soft, and then I put it in the fridge. So at this stage you want it to be soft because it's just going to be easier to spread. So hang on. All right, I had to grab a spatula. So at this point I'm just going to dump it on the cake. I think I'm going to need 2. I should have got both of them out. I mean, the more Cool Whip the better, right? And this store brand, I think I paid 80 cents for this at Walmart. The Cool Whip. And we're just going to spread it out. So yummy. If you know a mom that might like this recipe, y'all, I'm telling you, it's so easy. And like I said, I have never made this cake and somebody, I mean, it usually is, if I put it on a buffet line, it is gone. Like, people love this cake, I'm serious. And be sure though, yeah, I am going to need another one because even though it's soft, if you try to force it, it's going to get mixed up in your candy. Hang on, let me grab the other one. So I just bought 2 little ones just in case. It's always better to have more than enough. and not need it. Okay. All right. So we're going to dump that out. And this does go back in the fridge, obviously, since we have Cool Whip on it. So, and it's super yummy, even cold, right out of the fridge. Or if you like warm, you can warm it up. I will tell you this, because like I said, this cake has been in my dessert journal for 20 years. This cake is delicious with coffee in the morning for breakfast. No lie. Because, I mean, if you're going to have carbs, breakfast is the best time, right? All right, so you just kind of evenly put that Cool Whip on there. You can make it as pretty as you want, but I'm fixing to sprinkle some stuff on the top. Now, you could have, if you wanted to, saved some of the Heath bars and sprinkled on the top, but I like to put pecans on the top of mine because it is a butter pecan cake. Now, let me just clarify, and this is very important if you're bringing a cake to an event or somewhere where there's going to be multiple people that you maybe don't know. Always tell them ahead of time if your cake is going to have nuts, especially at school. So I told the coach I was bringing butter pecan cake. And then that's why I like to put the nuts on the top. You could put the nuts in there with the Heath bars too on that other underneath the Cool Whip. But I like to put mine on the top because it kind of indicates, hey, and I'm going to make a little sign, hey, there's nuts in here, you know. You don't want anybody that might have allergies to, that would be bad. Okay, so this is not a Pampered Chef commercial. They're not paying me to say this, but I got this little handy dandy Pampered Chef tool about 20-something years ago as well. And it is one of my favorite tools in my kitchen. So if you can see, I just put some nuts in this cup, and then this chopper blade goes in, and so you just get to, I mean, this is a good way to take out aggression too, but it's also a fast and easy way to chop nuts. So we're just gonna like palm that thing. So you just kind of do this number, and yeah, see, it chops them right up. So we take this out. I've used my big kitchen knife to chop nuts on the cutting board, but they fly everywhere, so that's why that's my favorite tool. So at this point, I'm just going to sprinkle these on top of the Cool Whip. And the nuts are just pretty on the Cool Whip, plus pecans. They're delicious. Or pecans if you're from Georgia. If any of my Georgia friends are watching. So, but I'm just here to tell you the right way to say it's pecan. At least that's how we say it in Louisiana and Alabama. All right, so you just kind of evenly spread that out. Again, no right way, no wrong way. And that's it. There you have it. Yummy butter pecan cake, ready to go to the soccer banquet. You don't even, look, we just take a big spoon and spoon it out and put it in a bowl. It's super delicious, super easy. All together, I would say maybe it took me 40 minutes. So it took 30 minutes to make the cake, or to bake the cake. And then, well, I take that back, add it probably an hour and 40 minutes, because I took 30 minutes to bake the cake. It took an hour for it to cool off, and then it took me 10 minutes while I was talking to you guys to put those layers of love on the top. So, and again, this is something you can make the night before, put tinfoil over it, stick it in the fridge, and you're good to go. So I hope you've enjoyed this super easy recipe, butter pecan cake. Like I said, it's been in my book for 20 years. Everybody loves it. So I hope you give it a try, and I hope it helps your day go easier. And besides, when you get these things done in a pinch, you've got more time to craft. I'm just saying. So I love you guys. Happy crafting. You have a great Monday evening. I gotta go. I got a soccer banquet to get to.